the dog on it. That's been out since 2015, and that's a fork of Litecoin because they use script. The reason why Dogecoin is so far down, but they've been out longer, is because no one took that coin seriously because the developers of that coin was just making a joke out of it and saying that this is a coin that you would use to tip somebody. But it caught a lot of traction. I remember when Dogecoin was like number 8 on coin market cap, and then all of these other coins came out of the blue and just knocked it down.
Right.
But guess what? That coin is still pushing. So that's one coin that may be like at number 35, but I have some coins invested in that one because I'm a believer of that coin because I've been there when I saw that coin not even come into existence, and it had a $75 million market cap in 3 months.
Right. Here's a safe rule here. These are folks, because even those who have doubt or those who say, okay, yeah, I'm minimal, or this is risky, this. Put whatever you're comfortable with investing. Put that in there. Once you have made back your money, pull the money that you put in out and let the money that continue, that grew, continue to stay in there and flourish. That's a surefire way that you ain't lost nothing. You ain't lost zero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense to me too, yes.
So even if you threw $1,000 in there, if you threw $1,000 in there on a group of coins, you made your money, got that $1,000 back spread across those coins, take that $1,000 out and let the remainder sit in there and grow. That's exactly what I did when I jumped in with Bitcoin. I did the exact same thing. The money that's in is the money that I did not use myself. I mean, it didn't come out my pocket. I think I jumped in with maybe $400. And I jumped in, with $200. I got the $400. I pulled my $200 out. It's still $200 sitting in my account right now. Like I said, it's minimal. I was like, man, I'm late on Bitcoin. So I said, okay, I'm going to throw some more money on Ripple. I'm going to throw some more money in Litecoin. So I did some other things. Right, because I was a little late on the Bitcoin thing, you know what I mean? You can still get fractions of a Bitcoin, so it ain't like it's a lost cause. But, you know what I mean? It's that's smart money. There's no loss there. Sluggo asks, so can anyone start a coin?
Yes, the answer is yes, you can. You can start a coin by, it's very easy if you have some type of coding knowledge. You can go to GitHub, type in a coin, see what language they use. A lot of them use JavaScript as their code. Some of them use C++. If you know how to code, you can just pretty much fork the repository and just make the adjustments, like change the name from Litecoin, say for example, to Sluggercoin, to answer your question, and just say, hey, you know what, I want to start a coin. But it's not it's easy to start a coin, but it's hard to promote it because you need to have a whole developer team. Because there are guys out there that are a lot smarter than me. They will look at your coin and they will say, oh, scam, and then everybody will flock and follow that person and say, yeah, it's a scam, especially if you're the only person that's just modifying code and that's it. Right. But it is easy to start a coin. So the answer is yes, you could.
Sluggo, so X Squad coin coming to a city near you. So, here's an example, Sluggo. If we made an X Squad coin and then we said, okay, we're feeding the homeless here in Atlanta, you know what I mean? So we got a cause behind us. We've got some traction going on behind us. We got people that started jumping in, starting to buy our coins. Once we start getting some traction and some promotion behind it, then it may grow legs. Because there's companies like an airline or something to that effect that actually created a coin. And there's some other big companies who are, experimenting, looking into it. Do you know any right off? I know I read some news articles of some known large companies that have been looking into actually starting a coin or crypto.
Yes, as a matter of fact, one big one that's actually looking into starting one, believe it or not, is Starbucks.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, Starbucks is actually considering. I don't know where I read it at, or if they're just thinking about it, or what, or maybe they were just thinking about accepting cryptocurrency to pay for their overpriced coffees, which I love, by the way. But Yeah, like I know Starbucks is possibly thinking about starting their own coin and using that coin as points to get like free coffee. Like you accumulate some of the coins, and your tournament is kind of like real money. And because pretty much cryptocurrency is just like digital money. That's all it is. And but I know that Starbucks, off the top of my head, maybe one big company that may be looking into starting a coin. The one thing to answer Slugger's question about the about starting his own coin, if you're seriously thinking about that and you have a whole team set up in place, the first thing that I would say is do not pre-mine the coin, because you will not get anybody to invest in a coin if they find out that you pre-mined it. What pre-mining is that you've mined the Genesis block, which is the first block. And so like if you create this coin called XY coin, and you say, okay, I'm going to have 100 million coins total in circulation, and you pre-mine it and give yourself half of that, which is 51, well, more than half, which is 51 million, people are going to be like, well, damn, like that's only 49 million that's left for everybody else in the world to have.
Okay.
People frown on coins that have already been pre-mined before they make their ICO announcement, quote unquote.
Okay.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you could, don't offer an ICO. If you have to, then by all means do it. A lot of coins are created a lot easier on Ethereum. They're called ERC20 tokens. You'll see a lot of those if you stay up with the cryptocurrency nodes, simply because Ethereum has created the platform that lets you create a coin very easily, like a 4-year-old could probably create the coin, because it's easy. There's hardly no coding required. You just fill in some information or what have you, and just look at it. There's a YouTube video that actually shows you, like, it's like 10 minutes long, on how to create a coin from start to finish on Ethereum. So you could create a coin. Anybody could. The problem is making the coin believable to the masses, to invest in it, to get other people to believe in your coin enough to want to spend their money to buy your coin. That's where the hard part is. But to create a coin is very easy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, man. That's real good information, man. Really, really good information there with that. Because there's a lot of people who don't understand it. I mean, the information. I don't know. You're a technical guy. You're in IT. I'm in IT. I've been in IT about 20 years myself, and it's an encrypted area. It's an area that, historically has had a shady, background, or folks, doing some shady things and getting, encrypted payments and things, Unabombers and all kind of, you know what I mean? So it had a weird rap in the background, you know what I mean? So there was folks who kind of stayed away from it because of that. You jumped in early in 2014. You're a technical guy, so you decided to get in 2014. And why was that? Why did you jump in 2014? What made you comfortable to jump in? Because it's not a new thing, but it was something where most others did not.
It was just the fact that it was a coin that was digital, and by me being a technical guy like you, I was like, this could go somewhere in the future based on what I'm reading about these certain coins. I remember the whole Silk Road incident. I remember Mt. Gox and the owner Mark Karpeles being indicted because 800,000 Bitcoins were stolen in an attack. I remember when Bitcoin was still making adjustments to the proof of work algorithm, because there was people doing what is called the 51% attack, and the other one, it's on the tip of my tongue. Double spending.
And double. Pavon, I got it. I'm sorry, me and you. We're here, man. Not to say people ain't understand. Sluggo say, hey man, you went way over his head with that one, with the coin thing. So we gotta understand, everybody's not technical here. So you start.
Okay. So to make it to explain it.
Bring it down. All right.
Cryptocurrency had a reputation in the underground market because people were using it to buy drugs, booze, weed, sex, anything that was not considered whole or pure, that you cannot buy at a regular store.
There you go. So, now you're talking to my audience. Y'all niggas is smoking that shit. You can buy weed with it. There you go. All right.
Yes, and the reason why is because you cannot track cryptocurrency. Like I said earlier in the conversation, one benefit of cryptocurrency is that it's private, but it's transparent. I did say that you can see the transactions, but you don't know what the transaction is. It just tells you that somebody sent 2 Bitcoins to somebody else. It doesn't say what it was or what it's for or who did it. It just says 2 Bitcoins, and that's it. So people were using that to buy all kind of things on the underground: guns, weed, just everything that you can't buy with regular money because it can be tracked, especially if you use a credit card or a checking account.
There you go. All right.
So, but that whole thing, that isn't what interests me, because I'm like, well, if cryptocurrency is used for bad or it has this dark past, then maybe some people may come and make it for something good. And that's what started happening over time. I wasn't dumping my life savings into it. I would invest like $10 here, $20 there, you know. I'm like, oh, you know what? Instead of me having a Macallan 12 shot, I'll just spend the $12 and buy this coin and see what happens with it. And then I'm like, okay, then I started educating myself on it more. Like, okay, well, I heard about Coinbase, and I have friends now who are like, man, Pavon, it's taking like 7 days for Coinbase to verify my account. And I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do about that, because when I started, it took like 30 seconds to verify my account, but that was because nobody was into it like I was.
Now it's thousands of folks jumping, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? It's got them backed up. It's got these companies backed up.
Exactly. And I remember posting on Facebook, Litecoin went up to $2, and people would comment, dude, what the hell are you talking about? You know, so it's like, and I'm like, and I would post screenshots, and they're like, what the hell is that? Like, what's a Litecoin? You know, or what's a Bitcoin? I would explain to them, and they would say, oh, you know what, that's like monopoly money. Okay, you know, I'm still invested in this stuff, and then once I started learning how I can cash out of it and turning it into money, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to really start investing in it. And of course, I had a down period where I stopped investing in it because I had other priorities. But then I got back into it earlier in 2016 per se, and I've been at it ever since. You know, I have a portfolio, but the whole thing is this. I wanted to touch on this: coins that you are going to hold for the long term, keep them in an offline wallet, guys. Do not put them or leave them in an exchange, or God, don't leave them in Coinbase, because those, when you leave them in an online place like an exchange like Binance or in Coinbase, you run the risk of these things being attacked. There are some very sophisticated people. They can't break the blockchain, but they can hack into a website. And you hear about it a lot, where this company or this exchange lost $800 million worth of Bitcoins. That could be your coins, because the one thing that you guys have to remember, that is your money. You will not just leave your money just sitting on a desk at your job when you go grab lunch. So treat it like you would like real money, because it's your money. So treat it like that. Offline wallets are the most secure way to hold your coins. The only problem is that if you lose that wallet or if it gets damaged, then you pretty much lost your coins. Because there was a story about a guy who was collecting Bitcoins on an old computer. He threw it out, and come to find out that someone else found an old laptop, and they had like 40 Bitcoins stored on that laptop, and Bitcoins were like at $7,000. So that person came up on like $2.8 million just that easily.
Damn it, man. You got me messed up with that. Even I'm learning right now, because all my money's still sitting in Coinbase. I'm looking at my Bitcoin wallet and my Litecoin wallet. I'm like, man, there's money in those.
Exactly. And the only thing I would say, leave money in an exchange or Coinbase if A, you don't mind losing it, or B, you're going to be trading actively for it. But if there's a coin that you're going to hold for the long term, put that, download their wallet and store it offline, or you can buy one of those wallets like a Ledger Nano, or I like using Cool Wallet. It's in my guide because it's shaped like a credit card. You can put it in your wallet, take it with you on the go, but you don't want to leave it because no one can hack into your